Alright. We are playing a campaign. We're going to continue.
Germany is shrouded in darkness. Nazi zombies walk
the earth.
You are one of the few remaining living souls in Germany.
You have arrived
at an abandoned village,
hoping to find a working vehicle.
Hoping to find a working vehicle.
Alright, let's start this game. Alright, here we go. Let's see here, setting up. I'm gonna come up with a topic at some point, and it's gonna be cool. Trip mines, I think, around here somewhere. With a freaking thing here. Have dynamite. Trip mine up one of those, so I'm gonna get right here. Shit! Yeah! Alright, let's Okay. I let myself into a corner and I forgot to throw the dynamite downstairs and shoot it. So, I'm gonna keep on going. Restart the checkpoint. Okay, landmine 1. Landmine, that's something. Here. Landmine 2. One landmine down there. Dynamite. Dynamite. Hello? Hey, how's it going? Alright, hopefully the mic didn't pick that up. Zoom. See if there's anybody else. fucking sucks. I didn't even do that. Alright, to start taking them out like immediately. So it's kind of like a little bit like Call of Duty, a little bit with the armored ones. They're just sitting there, fucking being themselves. And all right, so I'm gonna come up with a topic, and it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be so tight, amazing, and awesome. It's gonna be such a cool topic. Everyone's gonna love it, and hopefully people will start paying attention to me. Or actually, anyone will start paying attention to me. We can have a conversation. BBC Radio, one stage. Alright, I'm on my phone. Since there's a dude down there that I think, let's see what it's 991, don't mind, go down there and go into the, bitch. All these people taking out my shit, and are you fucking kidding me? My trip mine went across, god damn it, and then he blew up my mine. Like a little bitch he is. God damn it. Suicidal bombers with their suicideness. Their suicidiness. Suicides. We can talk about suicide. I actually got really depressed one time, and I wound up in the Mississippi River. Kind of just like the whole meaninglessness of a lot of things. I started to realize the more I put work into what I did, like afterwards, I started to realize that the more I put work into what I did, the more I felt meaning. Like the more that I felt satisfactory about my work, and the more that I got into art, that I realized that it was back in 2008, and that was not a good year for me. So basically, I think what it was I kind of just wanted to leave, like the whole thing. Just Just wanted to leave. That was my thing. I was tired of people putting so much, like, I don't know what it is, man. It's just, oh man, it's tired of people putting so much efforts on things that just don't matter. You know, like if somebody's making money, it's like, I mean, oh man, if somebody's making money legitly, then that's kind of, that's what I want to see, you know, and I'm kind of taking a break because I'm kind of trying to strategize between all the dudes that run through. So it's like one dude runs through, I shoot him, then two more run through. So, and it gets rid of my traps, basically. So I have to get him before he ever comes. So I have to go downstairs and put a few mines out, or keep the mines upstairs, I think, and that will be cool. That would be cool. So cool when I die, probably. But I didn't have a lot to live for in 2008. I was basically on the verge of being like annoyed constantly, and basically with not having a job for a little while, I basically just, it was 3 years after I went into high school, or got out of high school. 3 years after I got out of high school, sorry. And I was graduated. I was everything in front of me and stuff like that. And I think mom was pushing me to do stuff, and I just wasn't doing it because I felt like I'd already learned more than a lot of dudes who had learned going to college and went for like fine arts and stuff like that. And I did, and I wound up messing that up with drugs, I guess. Even experimenting, it changed the chemical structure of my brain and stuff like that. And I think it has a lot to do more with not just thinking about, I wound up in a boat, so like they were kind enough to not press charges against me because I signed a 72-hour release form from the hospital, and I actually didn't know what it was at the time. I was bawling out crying because I had a mental breakdown, and I didn't want to be in the city anymore for some reason, and I just didn't want to. And I saw my mom, and she was extremely supportive for the most part, and I realized that I had wasted my 3 years, I guess. The 3 years that I wanted to start a career with, I guess. And everyone wanted me to get into a trade. I guess I wanted to be in a trade for a while. But a lot of times I realized after about 2009 or 2010, I think, that I didn't want to be in the city. So I just decided to move to where my dad was and see how he was, and get a job out there. And I got a job basically paying what I needed to pay. I got paid mostly in tips and things like that. So it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that good either. I wasn't working on machinist stuff. I wasn't doing something that could make me $60,000 a year out the gate. But I was doing something that I thought I liked, and this was after I worked for Hustler, and or before I worked for Hustler. I think 2012 was when I went out there. Never mind. I mix up dates sometimes. Whatever. But in 2008, I went to I went to, basically, I was bawling out crying because I thought that I was literally signing my life away. But every single time I went back to a different hospital, things seemed to get nicer, I guess. I don't know, I just felt like it was, I guess. A lot of times I didn't really know what was going on around me. Like, I knew what was going on. I had an idea of what was going on, but I didn't, like, know for sure what was going on around me. And there were a lot of times where I don't know, people just thought I was a little bitch boy or something like that. And I can't change their thoughts, you know? I can't change what they think, but because that's the point of the realization of ignorance and how that plays into a lot of different things that people actually understand. For like racism and all that other different shit, it's ignorance, basically. It's being ignorant to a person who does something bad to you or your family, and then blaming every single person that, if you have a bad experience with someone, basically, I mean, it's the truth. And I think the reason why they don't understand things, or people don't understand the reasons why people don't understand the certain reasons why people sometimes out there are actually get me frustrated, and they get me frustrated when they believe like a certain concept of what the world actually is, instead of making it what they should make it, and making it, if you make it where the world is what you make it, like your life is what you make it. It's not what anyone else says it is. It's not what anyone else does. It's not what anyone else thinks it is, because it's like, I don't get it sometimes when people think that sometimes they have a grasp, or someone has a grasp on them, and somehow it's like, you have to understand the South. There were a lot of power struggles with people who were just kind of gang mentality a little bit. The people who were the Cajuns were being thwarted on both sides by people who claimed to be Muslim and just hated people, and then white people who thought that they were gonna take over a whole bunch of different shit and just really didn't, because they just put up statues. What does that even mean? It doesn't do anything. Like, it's not like it serves ice cream to people or something. It has to do something. Like, it doesn't do anything. It just sits there and looks stupid because it's stupid. And you have to just understand the history of a whole bunch of different people who hated each other on a daily basis, to be able to understand all the stuff that people went through every single day, because they were stupid and dumb and didn't understand math and textbooks and things that were supposed to happen, because they were stupid. And a lot of times people didn't understand the basic structure of like any sort of maps or anything like that. I don't get why they didn't, you know, because they just didn't feel like, it's like, oh, you're gonna make a whole bunch of money now, aren't you? You're gonna tell a whole bunch of people what you heard and what you saw here and blah 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 and all that other different stuff. And it's like, I don't know what it was, but there were people that were uppity about education, I guess, and it made me think that, God damn it. was like they didn't want to. They thought that they shouldn't get educated because it would change eventually, and they're right. It changes all the time. It changes a lot. Like education and all that other different stuff, they have to change what they think or how they think it because physics and temperature and a whole bunch of different factors, rotation of the Earth and a whole bunch of different factors have to do with the weather patterns and things that actually happen in everyday situations. And and I think that's the reason why a lot of people don't understand that a lot of our problems are going to fix themselves once global warming actually does happen. Because Russia won't be the superpower it is, because they won't have a lot of control over their land, because it'll be hot a lot. It'll be hot, like hot and muddy and all the time. They won't. Most of the land won't be inhabitable sometimes, because it'll be hotter. That's the reason why it's like they're desperately grasping on to like life and all the things that they know, because they think that somehow you're going to create some sort of lie that nuclear physics and a whole bunch of different other things weren't back then. They had, man, it's just, like, think about all the things that were recorded back then. Like, think about the computer itself that was made to be able to, I mean, it's just common sense, dude. It's common sense. If we have, shit. If you have computers that can track the sun's movements and all the things that actually do I mean, it's just common sense. It really is. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it's I know that it's common sense. I know that it's exactly common sense. Like, I really do know that. Like, man, a lot of people not understanding where stuff like that comes from. You don't want to share that information with the wrong person, I guess. I don't know, because they'll use it to like try to make their own country inside the United States and all that other junk. And also, I mean, racism did not have to do with a lot of stuff in the United States. Man, there was just a lot of stuff, man. I'm trying to defend a country that made itself a long time ago, and because I studied history and geography, it's like, no, that's America's geography and history. It's like, and also people don't realize or don't understand how small Europe actually is. Like, it's like they don't understand it. They don't understand how small Europe is. Like, you can travel to England. more I see the fiction that people like promote sometimes, like the whole thought of Robert E. Lee and all the other different stuff, and I mean, man, just a whole bunch of different stupid bullshit. Oh my god, what is it? You know the guy who actually made you know the guy who actually made the movie damn it, I didn't realize that. The guy who actually made Rudy, like the real movie Rudy, like he was a douchebag because he was for 10 years. For 10 years he was trying to get the movie Rudy made, even though it's not like it is in the story. Like everyone didn't like him because he was a douchebag. He was a douchebag. He did douchebag things, and that's why everyone hated him. Like, try to make the movie about himself get made 10 years in a row. A lot of movies that people make are just garbage. Like, a lot of things that people do, just like, they're just garbage people for trying to portray a character in that light. And as soon as they reach a different audience that they think is goddamn theirs. God damn it. Son of a bitch. That's what I don't see sometimes. Like, it's like you try to see it, you try to understand it, you try to understand the fact that like history isn't the way that people make it out to be, and you're like, well, maybe it's like this movie or this movie. You try to explain it to people who just don't see it your way, and you're like, where do people get all this stuff from? Where do they get all the stuff that they see on online? Like they get stories and like national like feel good stuff from like different kinds of people from online, and like, oh my god, this one story of this girl who was saved from a bus that was drowning. The bus wasn't drowning, she was drowning, but she was saved, and a whole bunch of other people. It's like so great, they made it. Oh my god, so awesome. I'm so happy. But I think that a lot of people don't get it like too much. That a lot of events, in order for that to happen, a lot of events happen before that because of that person. Like the little girl was fussing with her mom, and she wasn't being a good child at all. She was being mean or something. Oh my god, bitch. God damn it. Alright, it's the reason why I like to get demonetized or whatever. But that a whole bunch of argumentative behavior came into that whole situation for that inspirational story to happen. Like inspiration, like a man saved a bus, and then the kid was like, I don't want to go to school today, and there was a bus, and they weren't like, oh, like take that bus on that thing, I think it was, whatever it was, what was it? They might have mixed two different things together. I think they did, but I don't think they did. Kind of, because it kind of like matches up really, really well. I think maybe. Wait. I don't know. The camera might have been flipped or something like that. But there was a scene where this person like decides that they're going to just make a mockery of this entire bus, and then I don't know what it was, like it might have been a meme or something like that, but it was just, it might have mixed two different things together, and that in itself is kind of like self-explanatory. Like the whole thing with Facebook, like fake news, and a whole bunch of shit, like people had died, people like influential people on bastards. Think about this. Shit. He was killed me. Dude's coming up slowly like a little you fucking bastard. Anyways, but yeah, that's the things that kind of got to me and made me think that there was no hope for humanity. And then I got not into cosplay, but I got into cosplayers, and I kind of took what I had as I was going through my divorce and all that other different stuff. As I came out of it in 2015, I decided that that I wasn't gonna let shit get to me, and I wasn't gonna try to let shit get to me. I just I was gonna stop trying to please everyone, or try to be that person that like that had that responsibility, because I know that responsibility is just something that I'm making up in my own head, you know? Like, it's like why have that label or that thing that you want to be the person that tries to stop all the people from telling each other that, oh my God, this terrible thing is happening, and it might be, it might be happening, but if it's happening near you, then you have more of a chance of getting injured and all that stuff, and just so many reasons not to be there, you know? And that's where it all stands. It's like, oh my God, there's so much happening, and this is the reason for it happening. It's like, no, you're wrong, okay? They would still do that. People who have reasons for guns sometimes just need a reason to shoot that gun, okay? Not to say that everyone with a gun needs just a reason to shoot a gun to do it. It's just the crazy people that have the guns that are outlawed and serial numbers completely wiped and all those other different things. Sometimes they just need a reason, okay? They don't always need to be paid millions and millions of dollars and somehow, oh my God, we're going to take care of this whole thing, scam or whatever, by murdering people or whatever or something like that. So yeah, that always sits well with other people. I think a lot of times, I mean, the most I see sometimes, the most I see on a daily basis, it really does get me in like I'm just spitballing, but there's so many reasons to not like believe the bullshit or the hype or the dumbness or the people that are telling you that there's murderers on your doorstep. Like, hopefully they stay there. Don't try to come inside. So yeah, guns get shot, guns get fired. Ambulances help people, and they have sirens all the time. Doesn't mean anything bad's gonna happen. Doesn't mean anything bad is happening. They could just be doing something like going to somewhere they need to be, maybe really fast. Who knows? Okay. I try to be positive thinking and a whole bunch of different other stuff like that. So. There were a lot of times when I pushed through to something and that something decided to basically haunt me, you know, like for no reason. Like I decided to no good deed goes unpunished, kind of sort of thing, you know. Try and try. Like that. I had this thing where, yeah, boy. I had this thing where snap, gotta move y'all. I got there are some things where because he has more armor than I do. I had to figure that one out. Oh man. Oh, I really wish my face wasn't so fat. Move back. It's not fat. It's not fat at all. It's annoying as fuck, that's what it is. I'm not that old, which is fucking stupid to say. I should have got that dynamite to get up there. I think there are a lot of times where I've done the right thing and not felt shitty about it. Just like, because people can like bitch. That's where that happens. Oh man, gotta think about this. So I have to worry about my trip lines, I guess. He goes really slow. Let's see here. All right, here we go. But I think on all seriousness, like, I really have had trouble dealing with like most of the world's like just anger, I guess, just stupidity and dumbness that just comes out of, and that's the reason why I think that I like being absurd. This gets me around. It keeps me like in favorable reality, I guess. I thought for moments that my dad wouldn't go anywhere. But it turns out he did. And that's the reason why. I'm just kind of like waiting for a lot of things to just regain their validity. A lot of times I never really knew what people would mean. Shit. more I realized that people were basically, my dad has gone through a lot of different fucked up situations, so he was left on his own for a while when he was younger. And it could be heavy metal poisoning, it could be anything, but it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Trip line have 2 trip lines. Put them right here. And right here. The more I think about it, though, the more I don't get embarrassed, because I was going through a shit ton of stuff, and it seemed as though, or at least it looked like, my family wasn't really on my side on stuff, and yeah. The more I think about it, the more I realize that maybe they were just going through their own shit, and
It's 9:02 a.m.
and I had to realize that. I had to realize that everyone else goes through their own stuff in their own ways, and people basically just
Ragazzi, io sono arrivata e vi aspetto in commercio.
all right. I look at beautiful, gorgeous women on a daily basis, and hentai, and a whole bunch of different stuff, and that keeps me going. Keeps me understanding it's a wonderful relationship that I actually possibly could have, and not a one that's based on someone trying to escape from someone, basically. Not one that's based on like hurriedness or any sort of thing, because I want to be able to take it easy with that person. And when I'm alone with that person or that woman, basically that woman, when I'm alone with that woman, I want to be able to be alone with that person, you know? Like, I want to be able to fill my time with their stupid shit. What is up with you? Shut up. Alright, my phone is being weird ever since I dropped it. Or not dropped it, ever since I stepped on it, or didn't even step on it, kind of knelt on it as I was getting up from my bed, so. Man, just, as I realize more things, I kind of have to understand that like, people are sometimes at their wits' end. And there's not a lot of time left on some people's clocks, I guess. And I'm pretty tired myself. Or actually not tired, but I've been up since like 3 o'clock in the morning, so I need some food. There we go. This button. Right through the helmet. Or the hat. The more I think about everything that's happened to me, every single little thing that's basically just made me kind of cringe at myself. I'm gonna stop watching sitcoms, basically, too. I stopped watching sitcoms, I stopped watching a lot of TV. I stopped being tried to kind of held with these same emotions that kind of media pushes me at, I guess. And it's not neither liberal nor Republican because they all work together. You know they work together. They go home and they call each other and say what a good job it is. It's dumb. And they're not corrupt or anything like that. Or most of them are corrupt. But they just realize what a good job they did. That's all they do. They wanna push the American way kind of a little bit. And in some ways, people don't understand that's the American way. You're not like devising plans to destroy your enemies. You're coming up with new ways to be able to come up with new ideas together. And that's what the checks and balances system does. I'm not saying that it's better or worse than anyone else's form of government. I'm saying that the more they start worrying about every single person around, every single place that they've ever gone to, they're going to start worrying about that and not worrying about the impending doom that comes from the now government. Ebola, viruses, shit. What else? Ebola virus, how many other viruses? Jeez, man. I'm not going out, I don't think. Like, the more you push towards some sort of final kickback or the final solution, you're basically announcing it. Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, yes. Oh man, that's awesome. I didn't even know that was a real thing. Panzerfaust was just an expression. No, I realize it. It's not an expression. I gotta wash my face more because I have dirt on it still. But the more I realize that people have my back and they want the best for me, They want me to make the best decisions, and they really don't want me to ruin it for myself, basically. They have to, I have to realize that too, that I have the best intentions for myself as well. I'm not like trying to go into anyone else's bullshit or tell them that, I'm not trying to try to push to someone to make them believe that something is better or worse or never going to happen or is always going to happen or something like that. Because that's not true. Like, we're not constant. Like, we're not the constant here in this situation, you know? We're not the... not to say that we can't constantly exist. We are whatever we are, I guess. It's that thing that goes back to that thing that I liked in Trigun, the question. That kind of doesn't make sense. They're two different animals fighting. You're strong enough to stop it. You're strong enough to make it let go, or to not really fight, but they're getting ready to fight, basically. And you're strong enough and you're capable enough to be able to stop it. Do you stop it? Do you get in the middle of whatever it is that they're doing? Do you sit and watch? Because you know that even if you do stop it, eventually they'll fight again? Or do you just walk away and find somewhere else to camp? Like, it doesn't say anything about what kind of person you are. Because every single choice you make in that situation is futile. Because you know that they'll fight again, but you just don't want them to fight now. Ow. Toenail is stupid. Like, two bugs are getting ready to eat each other, or something like that. Two animals are fighting, whatever they're about to do. Something's about to eat something else, and one kid is watching. And is it evil to watch? Is it somehow not something that needs to happen, or is it just informative? Like, people really don't get it sometimes. They don't really understand. Like, it's a really terrible smile I have. I look like a serial killer. Anyways. also like, pardon. Uh-oh. Yeah, how many did we go through? Oh, I'm gonna do 2, I think. And it blew up some shit. That's tight. Yeah. Does that really make sense? Does it really make sense to do either all 3, or is it just a job application? God damn it, Oz. Okay, now the second one's come through. That come through too. You're outnumbered in situations where we're Yep, that's what happens. I'm gonna leave myself open. Oh man. I think I look like a worm. I was tired of all the stuff that happens in New Orleans. I'm tired of all the stupid tourists that constantly come here and pee on the floor and shit. And I'm tired of it. I really am. I'm tired of the people that constantly come here acting like they can get away with anything they want to. And it's annoying. And it's good for business, but it's bad for this city's reputation. And people need to come here to see the art and see the culture and see that stuff too, because people just come here, drink, and then just go home, or come here, drink, and then act like a fool, or say something stupid, and then they don't come here for the culture. That's just blatantly obvious. The people who live here get walked over as far as citizens go. And it happened in the 70s, and it's still happening today. Because not just because people don't know how to defend themselves sometimes, but because people don't understand. It's just, And then there's the bullies, basically, that think that they're everything's at their fingertips, basically. That just oh, like, oh my god, they got these chicks, or man, check this chick out, man, check this chick out, she's fucking fine as fuck, man, I'm gonna get with her. She's from, oh yeah, she's from Tennessee, or from fucking what is it, from Seattle, or from Canada, or from Mexico, or from any other country or whatever. Gets the girl pregnant. She goes back to her country, has the baby. She's like, oh man, I don't have to pay child support at all, ha. People don't understand that there's not enough time in the day for you to want to go somewhere and do something with someone, and then at the same time say, when shit's actually stressing you out and you can't communicate that with someone, or you can't communicate that with the person that you love, or the person that you want to be with, or something like that, it's lonely. It's lonely and it's terrible. And then you wind up doing stupid shit because you think that somehow that'll make me be seen by some chick who's gutter and cool and fucking awesome. And no, it won't happen like that. The first person you'll see is a girl who's getting ready to take advantage of you. Okay? She's getting ready to take advantage of you, and then she'll throw you in the gutter wherever she thinks you're supposed to go. That's what happens when people like meet like that. It's like, oh, we cheated on each other enough to be able to be in love with each other. Oh, yeah. No, your relationship is shit. Your relationship is terrible. And not you both should be ashamed of yourselves, but you both should communicate more and realize that you're not wanting to be together. You don't want to be together. Like, there's nothing about you that wants to be together with each other. Like, you just don't feel like being together. Like, if you got close and noticed any sort of thing that you got, like, if you got close and or shared the same space at all. Oh man, just so many things that people just don't even register in their mind as what is something to actually like keep for themselves or do for themselves. But they, I mean, people, you can't tell them. They have to tell themselves. You know, you can't tell people. God damn it, I died already. I'm dead. I'm dying. I'm dead, I'm dying. I'm dying. Yeah, I'm not. There are so many people that work on like and realize like the more you don't pay attention to someone, the more they're gonna realize that you're not for them. Like, I mean, just realize that it's a two-way street. Like, I was getting ready to leave my ex for 6 months because she would still tell me about everything that happened at every single part of the day, just to put up the time enough to be able to say something like, hey, maybe I'm not attracted to you as much as I used to be because I'm probably banging this other dude on my lunch break, and that's the reason why I moved away from you from you at Walmart, because I'm making more money. Not really making more money, but going out on our lunch break and chilling with some dude. And then when she chills with that one dude, that eventually turns into another thing. And I notice, because she's not a dumb bitch, she just doesn't know how to communicate. I'm getting angry and I say things that are stupid. But maybe she had to realize that, no, I'm not the kind of person you can walk all over and say, no, I'm not, because I'm just not. Not a person you can, like, go flirt with other dudes and then say that somehow I'm just, like... And then at the same time, though, we were separated for, I'd say, a month or two, and then she comes back because the sex was good or something. The sex was good and she liked it, the time we spent together, even though she still wasn't opening up emotionally, and she wasn't saying anything about herself because she was too afraid to. She was a victim of a lot of different stuff that was terrible, and that's understandable. But at the same time, I'm still looking at other options, other people, other women, and other friends, friend groups, people that can actually do stuff, you know. And the more I see a whole bunch of different people just like getting together, the more I'm like, I want to go hang out with them. Do you want to go hang out with them? No, we can go home. It's like, I don't think you have a saying in this. I wanted to go hang out with them, and we made plans to go hang out with them. Why would you change your mind so quickly? Oh, I don't want to anymore. I don't want to hang out with them. It's like, why don't you want to hang out with them? Because I don't want to. All right. So you were with my friends for about roughly 4.5 hours looking for me in one house, not going anywhere except looking for me. I'd say for probably maybe 4.5 hours you weren't doing anything but flirting with my friends. And the reason why you don't want to, go anywhere with them is because then they would tell me, or they wouldn't tell me, and then they would not be my friends anymore. Or some sort of thing would happen, and whatever, and bullshit, or who cares. Just bullshit, basically. But whatever kind of game I think she plays, or whatever kind of game I think whoever plays, because I was angry about all this stuff, and I wanted to share it with someone. And now I can share it with people who are not even watching. I can just make sure that this stuff is out loud. And it helps. Every single ounce of it helps. Every single characteristic of me sharing something with someone, or not something, or someone at all, literally helps, because it just gets it out in the open, and it helps me see it through the perspective of the eyes that I should have been seeing it through, and understanding that people really don't understand me, or don't understand the real reason why I've been going through shit. And I think the most I ever try to do, the most I ever realize as a certain thing is, I think my dad hated his mom for basically just not working out. Like, just not doing anything as a mom, basically. She'd come there for like 2 months, everything would be cool, and then she'd leave again. And then my dad basically decided that he just... I really don't know what's going on with my parents sometimes. They're stressed out, and I know they're stressed out. And a lot of times I realize that, and I take it under my wing again, and I stay here for a few more months, and a few more months, and a few more months. I'm not looking for an escape. I'm looking for a city that doesn't murder each other constantly. I'm even though they say that, oh, brotherly love and stop racism, it's just like, yeah, racism is not going to stop people from murdering each other, or stop people from thinking about not murdering each other. Something to do would probably stop them from murdering each other. Something to say would probably stop stop them from murdering each other. But a little bit more money and a little bit more stuff that even involves not paying yourself double what you've made in a bunch of years because you want to save up or have a fucking shaving bag full of money just in case everything the shit hits the fan. There were so many people from other different cities in Louisiana that just took from people. That there are so many different money stashes and shit all over the city. That's probably the reason why I'm staying the most. Is if everything actually does go to shit and the shit hits the fan, there will be so many money catches. I'll probably make whatever, $2-3 million first day. $2-3 million, probably. There's so many government businesses, or not government businesses. There's so many businesses around town that just really, in the 80s and 90s, literally laundered money for the worst kind of people. And just didn't realize that, yeah, there's shit like that going on all the fucking time. And no one understands it. It's just dumb. It's just really stupid. And that's the reason why I don't work anymore. Because really, the only thing that I could ever become here and never have any fucking like sense would be a cop. Like the only thing that I would ever even become that would ever even help me in the long run would be a police officer. Because I actually feel good about the work that I do. And actually be held responsible for it every single day. Not to say I'm cut out from that kind of work, because psychologically, probably I wouldn't even pass. But just all this fucking waiting and bullshit, and oh, we gotta wait to get better stuff in the library in like 2 years from now, even though we have a bunch of money that we didn't pay the firefighters, and a whole bunch of different other things that we can actually do, like, oh, we gotta gamble more, and oh, these tourists need drinks, and oh, whatever bullshit you want to talk about. It's not affecting the city in any way. Most of the money is actually getting sent off to some other part of the country, to other parts of the different chains that are actually working for these places. Families that have come here from different places to be able to have businesses, and then messing with the business that every single person actually even wants. And it's stupid. It's dumb. And then somehow they're just going to act like... It's just annoying. It's fucked up and stupid. Like, everything about it. That's the reason why. One of the reasons why. I'm tired of this city. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of going out to bars. I'm tired of going out to places. Oh, there's a bar there. You can go drink. It's like, no, I don't want to drink in it right now. I don't want to drink in my hand all the time. I don't want to smoke a whole bunch of cigarettes. I do smoke a whole bunch of cigarettes, but I don't want to smoke a whole bunch of cigarettes inside of a bar or outside of a bar where there's shit literally on the street next to me. It's just like, do I have to breathe that in while I'm smoking my cigarette? Do I have to? I don't have to. I don't think I have to. I don't think I want to. I don't think I want bars in New Orleans anymore. I don't think I want clubs to come out here because there's just so many fucking assholes that literally decide that they're just going to take over the entire club and pay off the owner. And literally I have a worse time because some motherfucker decides that he's going to drop a couple grand. What kind of local fucking thing is that? And every single person that goes to the bars, they're like, oh, we gotta get food. And like, food, awesome. Food is New Orleans. Food's a melting pot. It's like, it kind of is. But you know what? There's other things too. Like, there's other stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff to look at. We actually have a whole bunch of different things to, like, NASA fucking comes here. They have tours. NASA tours have tours. They're about to have tours probably of a whole bunch of different stuff. Of their past missions and a whole bunch of different stuff. They have a place here. They have a instead of filling your, it's annoying, man. It's like, oh my god, there's so many people here. That's what I get fucking used to, dude. Like, there's so many people everywhere, all the time, constantly doing a whole bunch of different stupid shit, and literally not thinking about, hey, maybe I should go look at an art piece or something like that. Maybe like expand my mind and realize how this dude created this art piece, and then eventually what I'll realize is that it'll help me later on in life. Like, I can go look at one of these museums or something like that and see a whole bunch of different artwork that has been passed down through a whole bunch of different centuries, because eventually that shit is probably going to get lost again. And oh my god, I might be like, I had the most wonderful experience when I went to Smithsonian in DC, and I saw like an entire room literally made out of gold leaf, like completely like dented out, and or not dented out, but beaten out and freaking like turned into like flakes of leaf and feathers and stuff like that, and a huge statue that was from like a whole bunch of years ago, probably from feudal Japan. Like, it was awesome, man. It was the really greatest experience that I've ever had. I saw the Edgar Allan Poe's grave and where he sat when he came up with a whole bunch of different stuff, or stuff where he sat. I don't know what it was, but or it's the garden, I guess, of Edgar Allan Poe. It was the coolest thing ever. I don't read Edgar Allan Poe's stories anymore because they're depressing and annoying, but they got me through a situation in my life, a period in my life when I felt like literally nothing made any sense at all. And that's basically what art is. It's what art does. Art is therapy sometimes. And if you don't have the right therapy, then maybe you're not living the right life. You know? If you don't have the right kind of sheets of something on your person, or the right kinds of something with you, that it's just an experience that keeps you going through thick and thin. It's better than sometimes having a relationship. But I think the more that you realize that communication, because you communicate with yourself, I mean, why not communicate with another person? And if that person wants to constantly throw you down and act like you don't exist, or if you get too rowdy or argumentative, they're going to put you in a hospital. This is what my ex-wife did to me. Every single time I said something that was remotely out of the box, because I was so stressed out that she didn't even understand. Like, I was so stressed out that there was so much anger inside of me, I did not want to yell at her. And everyone thinks that there's some sort of, oh, if you yell, then you're amazing. No, it's stupid. If you get out your anger, if you shoot a whole bunch of zombies. No, this isn't therapy for me. It's therapeutic rants, man. Rants. Therapeuticness is me doing the motions and doing different things. Like, I'm not actually focused on every single zombie that I'm shooting on this game. I'm focusing on the screen and the motion that I'm doing. It's the therapeutic motion that gets me to be able to talk about the things that I'm actually saying. And nobody's listening, but it's okay. And I find it so unbelievably amazing that there are so many different works of art out there that actually make sense, that actually make people push through to different kinds of things. There's so many different works of genius, basically, that are the most amazing things you've ever seen. And it doesn't matter that if they make you pay for it or something like that, because they don't. It's free. It's completely free, and it's amazing. And as you can go there anytime you want to, just go there. Go to DC, go to a place where they have museums, go to a place where they have caves, and you'll realize the vastness of nature and the unbelievable power that actually comes with it. Like, expand your mind. Stop thinking about every single person and every single thing that you're gonna fucking take over, or every conquest you think you're gonna have. Because every conquest you could ever have amounts to nothing when it comes to things that are literally just right outside your door sometimes. And like, there are so many places to go, and as I'm saying this, I realize that I'm staying inside. I've stayed inside for a while now, and I've realized it. And I'm as soon as summer's over, I'm gonna be doing this more. I'm gonna be going out to different places, and I'm gonna be trying to expand my knowledge, expand my horizons, and really inspire myself to be able to make more stuff and more things that I really want to do. And I have a little bit of nasaliness. It's fine. No matter if anyone's listening or not, just realize that if you don't realize that that's the whole reason why our country even exists. Because the idea that somehow all men and all women and all beings, basically, that are sentient and can talk and tell you about their feelings instead of just telling you by showing you or something like that, like besides babies, are created equally. Like, we're all created equally. The idea that we have unalienable rights, that no matter if the Constitution gets wrong, that we ourselves can get right. And change that if the words don't mean anything. Because most of the time, if you don't realize it, people who actually had slaves would treat those people very well, and they only kept books to make it look like everything was happening. They kept up looks sometimes to actually tell people that, oh, slaves, woo, yeah. And that's what most people did in New Orleans. Like, yeah, totally. Because they were tired of bullshit. They were tired of people telling them what to do. They were tired of people telling them, oh, if you don't have this, then you need to be a better person. And it's like the whole era of Victorian thinking, like the thought bubble that comes into your mind when you're thinking eccentrically, is just gone. Because that's stupid. It's dumb. Because you need to wash your hands when you go to the bathroom. Because you don't need soaps and a whole bunch of different lavender things to be able to smell clean. Because you don't need things to cover up the fact that maybe you're diseased. That you have leprosy or some sort of thing. And that's from not showering so much. It's a bacteria that sometimes exists on your skin already, like before you take a shower. So realize that, and also realize that we changed it. Everyone changed it. Everyone tried and they changed it, including Russia, because they're stupid as shit. And they think that, oh my god, I'm going to send a bunch of fake news, bullshit. Who cares? Whatever. I don't give a shit anymore. Don't do your worst. Don't do anything, because we're not trying to change anyone. No matter what other people say or how they're going to say it, they can say whatever the fuck they want to. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. Okay? The government doesn't listen to stupid, crazy women or dumb, crazy men or idiotic people who think that they're just the best or something like that. It doesn't just listen to those people. Remember that. And a bunch of people who actually want peace to be completely and utterly open to stuff cannot be on black markets because it's stupid. Track things. When something goes wrong, like, oh my god, I didn't get that thing delivered that I saw. Oh my god, the headphones. Oh my god, are you serious? Did you get them off the black market? Darn. Guess you can't get them off to anything anymore because You're going to jail for buying headphones off the black market. No. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, don't let the fire get to you. Don't let the lightning strike down your inner strength. Don't let other people boss you around. But once the shoe's on the other foot, once you're bossing them around, take it easy. Don't call them a pussy. Because it's annoying. It's just dumb. And realize I could have knocked him out, but it didn't. And that makes me a better person. Whoever that's for. It makes me a better person. I'm a better person for it. I don't want to knock people out. I don't want to hurt people. I don't want to do stupid shit. I want people to understand that their rights are free and they're good. They're good to make a business anytime they fucking feel like. If they have enough money, or if they saved up enough money, they can do whatever the fuck they feel like if they put it in the right location. If they realize and look at certain people that are actually coming in, sometimes you have to look at the crowds, okay? You won't get as many tips if you're just going for service. If you're just going for your product. You won't get as many tips if you're just going for something that is like can be turned into a factory line. You're not going to get a lot of tips for serving pizza and drinking beer. You're not going to. But the more closer you get to different things like craft beers and craft drinks and a whole bunch of different stuff like that, people will actually come to you because they enjoy the experience as well as the drink. They enjoy the atmosphere as well as other things. They enjoy you being professional and looking professional in a certain way. And it has nothing to do with race or creed or belief or anything. Because there were a bunch of Muslim dudes that came over here and wanted to buy up everything because they thought it was amazing. And those were the dudes that were actually from Israel and a whole bunch of different other places. Or, I don't know what they were. Maybe they were Pakistani. I don't know. Muslim? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know the details. But I know they're respectable individuals because and there's places, so many places that deserve so much more than what they get. And in some cases we can't give it to them. You know why? Because we'd go bankrupt. That's why. Because there's so many people that actually live in the United States. And there's so many people that actually work and breathe and go everywhere in the United States. The Treasury Department would have a heyday. And that's the reason why. Because being forced to evolve became too much. Evolving on your own time is a lot easier and a lot better, and it lasts longer. Being a hero is a fallacy, but standing up for what you believe in and doing what's right, that's everything. Alright. And I say a lot of sayings or whatever the fuck. I don't care. I'm just really, like, at the moment out of it. I'm gonna go take a nap. Have a good day. And you are your own You are your own one-person bomb squad. You can defuse situations before they happen. If you take practice, time out of your day to practice, and a little bit of therapy, maybe, sometimes. Be yourself and enjoy every day, because those little risks sometimes turn into bigger ones once people let things go for a very long time. And eventually people won't understand it. It's just, everything will be so asymptomatic that they won't understand that it's life. It keeps going. And it doesn't go up or down. That much they should have figured out. Have a good day.